What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We're with Hill City Paranormal.
In the house.
HCP Paranormal Podcast. I feel like I haven't talked to everybody in forever, even though it's been like 7 days. So
we were just on here yesterday.
We were on last night. We were guests on the paranormal.
I was in here getting it.
The Paranormal Pride Radio.
Like, oh, hey, you do some drums to it.
So tonight we have Sierra with the Haunting Angels joining in live. We're missing half of her team, Yvette, but that's okay. Sierra is going to represent for the Haunting Angels TM. So let me bring her on. I know we've got a bunch to talk about. Hey, Sierra.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, I'm missing my other half.
I know it. You feel like you're just like lost, right?
But that means I'm unsupervised, so maybe it'll be a good thing.
Yvette, what did you do?
Right?
What did you do? You left her unattended.
She's in the chat though, so it's like I'm half supervised. Yeah.
You guys need shirts like "If Lost, Return to Yvette."
Yes. That'll be my next shirt.
You guys have been super, super busy, and so I know you're going to be doing a lot of the talking tonight because I've been watching y'all. You just left Pennhurst.
Mm-hmm.
Have you recovered from that? Because I know paranormal hangover is real.
I feel like I have, or like it's been too long that I can't say that I'm paranormal hungover anymore. It's just my age.
John Sullivan, Limestone Spirit Chasers. Hey,
Ashley,
paranormal shout out. Got a bunch of people in the chat.
Salute.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you guys have been. What's been going on?
We've hit a couple different locations. We did the Wilmington Battleship. We did that with Chris, aka Shadow Bastard, and he definitely lived up to the name because he scared the ever-loving crap out of me multiple times.
I got to hear this.
So he's been in the Navy, and so it was a public investigation. We went in with I think maybe 30, 35 people, maybe 50 at the most. It's not as many as Waverly. And they split us into, I think, 2 or 3 groups to start with, and you kind of, because it's a lot of newbies, and there was maybe 1 or 2 other people that have been doing it before, like me and Yvette have, but they split us into 2 or 3 groups. We investigate together, and then we get let loose. It's pitch dark, and it is the end of June when we went. There's a little bit of AC, and it's plugged up fans. We got defeated by the heat. It was insane. I won't go back unless it's cold. But it's pitch dark. I mean, it's a maze, and it's multiple levels of mazes. Chris, Shadow Bastard, would go off in front of me, and he could first of all, he makes no noise. And he has no flashlight, no nothing, just walking around in the dark. And he would end up behind me and scare the bejesus out of me. I full named him a couple times.
Oh my God.
Shame
on you, Chris. Shame on you.
Yes. Yeah, we hit that up. Didn't get a whole lot there. I think we got like a whistle, maybe some disembodied voices. I don't know if they didn't like us because we're women and they said get off of our ship.
Right.
But we did that. We did 2 locations in Lynchburg, Tennessee, the funeral home and the old Morgan County Jail. Amazing stuff. We did that with James and his daughter Lola from Cross the Line. I mean, he has an EMF. It's a string of lights.
Like a tripwire?
Yeah. And the whole thing lit up. That was amazing.
That's cool.
We got disembodied whistles. We had knocks that we couldn't figure out where they were coming for the longest time. The funeral home, we got some good stuff. And then Pennhurst, that was a bucket list location. It was amazing.
On my bucket list. So I definitely want to hear all about Pennhurst.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to that funeral home.
Yeah, that funeral home, it also hot. No AC. I feel like you either are freezing in the winter or you're sweating to death in the summer.
I feel like I'd rather freeze though. I really do. I feel like because you can like layer up. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to you can only take off so much. Like I'm pretty sure if they
Yeah.
walked in on like naked investigators, they would be like, "What the hell is going on?"
You'd be like,
But
"Wait, wait, hold on." Yeah.
Investigating that, that's an idea. I might have to try that.
No.
Mm,
The ones where it's
yeah,
really
no, I'm not
hot,
down for that one.
the ones where it's really hot, my hair looks cute for like the first second, and then after that, it's nope. Just get it off
Yep.
of my neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trust me, we went to Charleston, South Carolina in July,
Oh.
and we went over to the fort via the ferry.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't bad when the ferry was moving, but I don't feel like I got to enjoy myself the way that I could have or done the things that, you know, I would have done if it was a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
It's just hot. When you're hot, you're grouchy, you're miserable. Blah.
Yeah, and it's hard to get in the moment and get in the vibe of the building.
Right. Exactly. So tell me a little bit about Pennhurst, because that's like a bucket list for me. I had a girlfriend back in the day that took a road trip up there, and she didn't do any paranormal investigating, but she was really into photography. And they went on the grounds, not for an official tour. And I remember in the back of my mind, she came home and she was trying to like get her camera into some of like the busted windows to like snap pictures inside the building, and like her camera would not work. Like it would not take a picture whatsoever. And she just said the whole vibe up there is just spooky.
Oh yeah, you literally have to take what looks like busted up road in the middle of the woods to even more in the middle of the woods, and there's no sign. We're just following Yvette's phone. And then we get up to this sign and it says Pennhurst parking, and we're like, okay, there's a gate. This looks official. And then the cop comes and we're like, oh, we must be on a trail camera somewhere. But we're official. We have it booked, we swear. And then he left us alone. But it's literally in the middle of nowhere. And we had access to the Mayflower. We had access to the Devon building, the tunnels, and the infirmary. You can get 2 more buildings. You can get the Quaker and the Assembly building for another $250, but it's $1,200 to book it private. And we had to be there at 6:30. I mean, between signing everything, the gift shop, a quick little tour. I think we started like 7:15 and we have it till 3 a.m. But it's a lot. And the infirmary is a little bit further away than everything. You have to hike to get there. So we tried to hit that. And then the Hurricane Debbie was happening. We followed Debbie from North Carolina all the way to Pennsylvania. So that was fun. And some of the buildings were flooded. The infirmary was very much flooded. But the other buildings, the tunnel, I think it just had some rain puddles. Not too bad, but the Mayflower and the Devon, the basement was flooded. We still tried to go, but it was hard to be down there and enjoy just because all the rain dripping. I didn't want to be down there too long just because it was going to ruin any audio that we had.
I feel like you should have gotten like a hurricane discount. Like if you weren't able to like, access certain places like the infirmary being flooded, like I feel like you should have gotten some of your money back on that. Or like, hey, you know, if you're ever up this way again, like this is a building you can check out.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, we'd have been down for that. But immediately the vibe it's just sad. And it took everyone's breath away. This is Pennhurst. I think no one in our group had ever been there before. It was us, James crossed the line, his wife, Brandon with Cross the Line, and then Dave with Warrior Paranormal. And then we also had Andrew and Layla with us. They're fairly new. We met them at a public investigation at Trans-Allegheny, and we had them do a private investigation with us at St. Albans. But they're actually up in New Jersey, so that was much, much closer. But it was a good group of 8, so we split up into groups of 4 and just tried to tackle it as much as we could. I mean, we didn't want to stay in one area for too long, but we wanted to get good stuff, and it did not disappoint.
So for those that don't know, what is Pennhurst?
So Pennhurst was an insane asylum in Pennsylvania, and in fact, it's also known as the shame of Pennsylvania. They, the government, they always have good ideas to start with, and then it just, especially with the insane asylums. So you could have been sent there if you were autistic, if you had any kind of mental disability. You could have been just dropped off because your husband thought you were hysterical and, being a woman, bipolar, schizophrenic, orphaned. You could have been sent there. And once you were there, you kind of stayed there until you died. Very few people ever did leave. They did not have enough staff for the patients there. Hey, Daryl. And and in fact, the tour guide even told us to be a CNA there. You didn't have to have any kind of training, any kind of background. They were just like, here's the pills, you give them to the people, and now you're a CNA. That's insane. They would they would over medicate people as punishment. That would be painful. If you bit and if you were a biter, they would pull out all of your teeth. They of course did the lobotomies where they did the ice pick through the eye, and they would like shake your brain up a little bit, and you would be a shell of a person, chained people to beds. It was horrible. There was a famous documentary that got into the Pennhurst Asylum. And the name of that documentary, guy, is losing me, but it's called Suffer the Little Children, and kind of blew the case wide open of what was going on there. And I believe it took quite a bit to get it closed, but that was kind of the catalyst for Pennhurst closing.
That's giving me vibes of that movie that we watched, Sean. Remember where the nurse went undercover at the asylum, and it was like on an island, and like she went missing, and her husband like was looking for her. I cannot think of that movie. Oh my god, that was a good movie. But
Shutter Island?
I don't know. It might have been.
I don't know.
No, I thought Shutter Island was something different. I don't know. But she like goes undercover.
Watch too many movies.
And goes into an asylum to like uncover the like dark truth of asylums. And she ends up like losing all contacts. They're onto her. So like they take her
I know what you're talking
equipment
about.
and whatever else she has, and they're like holding her hostage like at this asylum, and her husband goes looking for her, and there's just like, it's crazy. But I mean, all the guys always love the part about the asylums where you could just drop your unhinged wife off at the door.
Yeah.
Like a crazy lunatic. I'm sure you guys all wish you could do that sometimes. But the sad truth is, there was a lot of people that were dropped off for no reason. You got caught talking to Julie up the road, and your wife got pissed, and now she's irate, and let's drop her off at the door. But I mean,
the other way around, y'all be saying the same thing.
If I could drop you off at an asylum, Sean, I promise you, live on this podcast, I would. I would, even for a day. I'd come back and get you, though.
Yeah, she'd come back.
I would come back and get you like the next day. Like,
notice I'm not entertaining you.
just a respite visit. It's fine.
Yeah, just one day.
Yeah.
But
I believe I have a ball.
I believe so. Well, look,
I might not want to leave.
I saw a meme on Facebook the other day. I saw a meme on Facebook the other day that said an extended stay in an asylum might just be the vacation that I'm looking for this second.
Exactly. I might not want to leave for a while.
Oh, Carol, it's all in fun. I'm sure Becky would drop you off too.
Somebody to feel my pain in here.
Notice he's laughing right behind that.
Yeah.
But yes, a lot of people don't understand that there was a lot of sadness and what's the word I'm looking for? Like unapproved medical procedures that were going on. But somebody recently, when we went to St. Albans, said, and I'll quote him, it was Ronnie Anderson with Bedford Paranormal. And he said that, or was it you that said that? It might have been, it was one of you two that said that a lot of the things that they did back then actually paved the way for treatments today.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And although
some of the stuff that goes on today in these asylums, if you only knew.
Yeah, that's true too. That is very true. Both Sean and myself work in the mental health field. So when I got to do my first asylum recently, it is very overwhelmingly emotional. You know, because you're wondering, like, if they did all this back then, what are they doing now?
Mm-hmm.
Now they just kind of have, you know, federal regulations and people that pop in occasionally just to check to make sure that you're not, you know, beating the patients. But the fact of the matter is, when state isn't there, what's going on? Speaking of the devil, Ronnie Anderson.
Hey.
I mean, you got to talk about, like, when it comes to mental asylums, you know, people talk about what happened back then. You know, that you only know what's been documented and what we spoke of. It was probably a lot worse. There's a lot of that going on today. Even with there's certain places even around here that were open that have horror stories.
Yeah.
Of what's going on. I can only imagine.
And we've spoke to a lot of staff that worked at those locations. I mean, right here, Central Virginia Training Center. I mean, we've spoke to people that have worked there, and I mean, there a lot of the people that we talk to be honest with you, they won't talk a whole lot about it.
Oh no, huh? No. In North Carolina, we have Broughton. I think it's just called Broughton, up in Morganton, that's still open. And people, if they do talk about it, they either have to be already retired and done with it, or if they do, they don't want their name put out there of, I mean, the things that happened there. And it was open. I'm not sure when exactly it opened, but I want to say it opened 1950s, 1960s. So the tail end of what was going on at Pennhurst happened here, but this place is still open, so nobody really talks about it. And it has tunnels that staff have talked about, you know, patients being chained down there. And in the tunnels, out of sight, out of mind. I don't think staff just used it to transport food or medicine. I mean, out of sight, out of mind. There's no cameras down there.
I mean, it's just all around. It's mental health in America is real, people. And the thing is the, you know, we're sending weapons and money overseas, and I'm not trying to get political here, but we are not sitting here and spending enough of our federal funding on mental health, which is actually the root cause of a lot of the bullshit that's going on in America today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've got people that are going mass shooters, serial killers, things like that. These are all mental health. You know, and if we would really take the time and focus. Now, here, when Central Virginia Training Center shut down, they tried to place as many patients as they could, but there were some patients that fell through the cracks. And we actually have one that's living on a corner here in Lynchburg. And if you drive by her and get stuck at the light, you are stuck listening to her rantings and ravings about whatever the end of days and whatever she decides to go off about.
Throwing
feces at people, you know, bathing. If it rains, she's completely butt naked, bathing in like the puddles.
So just imagine the energy that's left behind after, you know, going through all that. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what mental state these people were in. And a lot of those places took regular minded people, I don't know, I'm not sure the correct term, or lack of a better word, and turn them crazy.
Right.
You know? Well, so one of the people that was there, and I've got a video to go with this, Brandon, with Cross the Line, they were in, I believe they were in the Devon building, which was, oh shoot, they were either in the no, they were in headquarters. They were in the Mayflower building down in the basement toward the tunnel area as far back as they could go, but it, you know, cuts off at a certain point for safety. In fact, most of the buildings aren't there for safety. They had to get torn down. They had someone come through on the spirit box that said, "Help me." And then Brandon felt like someone, like a man, just come up and hugged him, and he got emotional. But if I can figure out how to share that.
I know you've done several videos, so let's see all the first ones. Okay, let's see.
I don't know if I did it. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
Uh-oh, wrong one.
All right, everybody. I'm going to
All right, wrong one.
Just kidding.
Is that one that we're going to see eventually?
Yeah,
okay,
that's...
I'm going to leave it backstage for right now.
Okay, I downloaded the wrong one. Okay, I'll have to find it, but I labeled it the wrong thing. Okay. I'm losing it. Maybe I am still paranormally hungover. Good grief.
We are not doing the erratic behavior. We are not doing this today. Lord have mercy.
They must not have sent me that one. If they did, let's see. They're going to drive me crazy. We have way too many messages going.
I feel you. We have a group chat with our team, and it's like I lose so much stuff. I try to pin upcoming investigations, and then without fail, somebody will be like, "Hey, when's the next investigation?"
No, I thought they sent me that one, but they didn't. I've got the whistle one. But yeah, Brandon with Cross the Line, he got very emotional. It's on Cross the Line's Instagram, but very
Cross the
cool.
Line Paranormal. Hey.
Welcome.
Hey, James. James or James, depending on, how you're feeling. But the whistle one is amazing. That one is the Cross the Line Warrior Paranormal. They were together and they kept hearing whistles. So Dave went to go whistle, and then someone beat him to it and whistled before he did.
And you have that video?
Yeah, that's the one that I did.
Okay, let's take a look. So this is the whistle video, y'all. At Pennhurst, correct?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look. Or a listen, rather.
Hold on. Oh, just heard that whistle too. Hold on, that was right before mine. There's noise over here. Yep.
I'm going to play that again because I think it kind of stopped. But for those that are just tuning in, this is EVP, I guess you would call it. Whistle?
Yeah, disembodied whistle, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's play it one more time.
All right, everybody, I'm going to whistle, so hold on. Oh, just heard that whistle too. Hold on, that was right before mine. There's noise over here.
So Cross the Line has said the first initial whistle is David and the second tone is not them.
Yeah, I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it almost sounded like an echo to me.
Yeah, that is crystal clear.
Yeah.
And besides the tunnels, there's not really an echo. The tunnel's horrible for an echo. That's why we split up the way that we did. But anywhere else, no, I mean, and you can hear it in the video. There's no echo on anything else that they say.
See, and we've discussed on previous podcasts, different devices picking up different frequencies. So the fact that you were able to pick up the tone of a phantom whistle, to me, is pretty fantastic. I think that's great evidence. Great catch.
Yeah, there were a lot of whistles there.
I want to do some research, like on, especially. Oh no, you're good.
No, you're good.
This is your show. I'm interrupting you. Oh no, you're in the spotlight right now. But like on our body cam.
Yes, Ronnie, it is Pennhurst.
Because our body cam picks up a lot of stuff that we didn't do or say. And I was talking to another investigator, and they said, look up the frequency that your recorder's on, and from now on, in the recorder I want that frequency that it records on, because like that recorder will pick up something that no other recorder I have will pick up. And I'll have multiple cameras, but for some reason, just one recorder in particular on my body cam will pick up stuff. I mean, it's picked up. We were at the cabin on the 360, and the weirdest thing, my music box went off, and nobody was singing, but you could hear children singing the words to the music that was on the box, clear as day. And I was like, that was. Oh
no, it was creepy because it was like that.
Yeah.
It was like that 1, 2, Freddy's coming.
Oh no!
It wasn't that song, but it was that creepy voice, right? So the music box was playing London Bridges,
and we were all talking over top of it, but you could hear the music box going off, and I kept playing it over and over. One night, I was like, "What in the hell is somebody singing?" And it was none of our voices, and it was like a little kid's voice. So I sent it, to Ryan, and I was like, do you hear this? And he said, wow, I can hear that. It was strange, but no other camera I have picked that up.
See, and we picked up recently when we went to St. Albans, I was doing an EVP session. I had a recorder in my hand. My stepdaughter had a second recorder, and then he had his body cam on at the same time, facing down the lanes in the bowling alley. And my recorder didn't pick up any EVP. Hers didn't pick up any EVP. But I had asked, I said, is there anybody here that would like to join me for a game of bowling? Nothing happened. Nothing was picked up. And then I said, if so, can you roll me the ball? And right as soon as I said that, his body cam picked up phantom like balls hitting pins. Like it was like, or like two balls. It was the sound of a bowling ball hitting like a pin. So, I mean, different frequencies and capturing of disembodied whistles, voices, knocks, footsteps. That's all completely fascinating to me as, far as the, paranormal world goes.
Very fascinating. Like, that was a cool fact right there. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like that whistle. I like that.
Yeah, and there was whistles. I mean, it didn't matter what building you were in. If you were in the tunnels, whistles all over that place.
See, and that's similar too when you go to an investigation and you got like the phantom knocks going on. Right. So you wonder like how many other teams utilize that tactic of whistling there, and that's what they're used to communicate, I haven't personally tried whistling on an investigation. I'm a knocker. I'm like, follow the sequence or knock 2 times if you can hear me or see me, things like that. So whistling, I want to try that and see if we catch up, I wish I had the Marco Polo video. I always talk about the Marco Polo video because that's like my favorite. Like, because you don't ever know what you capture until you go back and review evidence and you're like, holy shit, like I caught this,
Yeah.
So I know you have other videos from other investigations. What else did you?
So speaking of knocks, I mean, I've got our coming up next, which is Lynchburg Part 1 and 2. I've got that. And that was crazy with knocks and whistles. And that was Lynchburg, Tennessee. Let's see.
I wonder if I like kick this old video, if it's going to, let's see. Oh God. No. Okay. We're leaving it right there.
Part 1 actually comes out Saturday, the 17th, which is going to be the jail.
And that's going to be on your YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I thought you were sharing it. I was like, okay. We cannot see part 1 and part 2, guys, because it's going to be on their YouTube channel. So you got to subscribe to Haunting Angels TM on YouTube to be able to see that. And I know you had some photos too. We're waiting for Yvette maybe to forward the email video to you about Pennhurst. So far though, out of your little perication that you did, that's what I'm going to call it. What was your favorite location?
I mean, Pennhurst is up there. It's a bucket list location, and we've had it booked for 8 months. It's been one that whenever we decided to do this, we started the Facebook, started the YouTube. We're like, we have to go there. So far, more things that happened in the moment happened to the other group. Still working on reviewing our stuff. I know Yvette thought that she saw a shadow in the tunnels. No one else could see it. So I'm really, really hoping that we caught that. We were in the far back of one of the tunnels, kind of where you could see the end of it. There's my hand. You can see the end of it going that way, and we could see around the corner to where we came into the tunnels. And she thought she was seeing someone do that. And we were hearing disembodied voices from that side where she was seeing the shadow, to the point where I'm like, okay, they've got to be down here messing with us, because we're like, how many of you are here with us? And I hear 7. Like, I'm like, they're messing with us. They have to be. But they were in the Mayflower building 2 buildings over. And we just had the tour guide and security with us. Yeah, and Dave also saw a shadow. Was it Mayflower that he saw the shadow in? I think it was the Mayflower building down in the basement.
Like, although they tell everybody that was a tunnel where they transported food, meds, things like that. I feel like that was probably used to transport a lot of like deceased people too. Cross the
yeah.
line said we also heard male voices and thought we saw a flashlight in the basement. Yvette said she re-emailed you that video. Hey, April, you guys are busy too. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Male voices in the Mayflower basement and a
Yes.
flashlight.
Yeah, and they actually were walkie-talkieing us, being like, "Where are y'all?" Because we're hearing men talking, and we were outside near the security, kind of just, that's where the bathrooms are, and we're like, "No, not us. We only have one guy in our group, and he wasn't talking. Not us."
This is not your show, ma'am. This is not your show. I know it's hard to believe, but this is not your show. This is Sierra's time.
All right.
Oh, crazy
We
Lynn.
can share.
Bucket list location for us. Yes, Pennhurst is on our bucket list as well, for sure. I've always had a deep fascination with asylums anyway. I guess that's like my morbid side, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Sean and I have done a lot of like Civil War historically or historic locations like plantations and things like that. So St. Albans was our first asylum, and now I'm hooked. I want to go back.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of questions still from St. Albans. I've always wanted to go to Pennhurst. Tala is definitely on the list, but I think unless we can get a couple teams to meet us at Trans Allegheny, that might not happen unless we jump on a public. I did attend like a Halloween attraction. They set up the tuberculosis ward as a haunted house out there, and that was pretty cool. What wasn't cool was waiting in line 3 hours for like 10 minutes. But yes, Cross the Line to Gettysburg is amazing too. That is our home away from home. If you guys have an opportunity to go to Gettysburg for sure. One of our favorite locations.
Gettysburg is great.
One of our favorite locations recently is Rainworth Lodge, and the prices.
Have you ever gone to Gettysburg and not do something paranormal?
No. if we don't have an investigation booked, we will end up at Sachs Bridge or Suicide Bridge or something.
What's your favorite?
Hey, James, it was good to meet you too. Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, man?
Been 6 times. Yes, I do not think that St. Albans can be covered in one night. I remember telling Ronnie that when I was there, we missed so much. And
you can't help it because it's so active. So when you get fixed in one location, you just stay there. Like, I'm one of those people. If something's hot, I don't leave it alone.
Yeah. It was really hard to do that at Pennhurst. We want to see everything, but something's happening right here in front of us. It was hard.
Well, the only reason that we ended up leaving the King Center at St. Albans is because we specifically, we had like a dead spot. Like it was super active, and then like the Mel REM and the REM stopped going off. There wasn't really anything going on. And so I said, well, if you want us to leave, and I did go live on my Facebook for this. I said, if you want us to leave, can you go and touch the red light? And it was just an immediate response. Okay. And we as paranormal investigators, we stand by the moral code of respect the spirits, because at the end of the day, I come into your house.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and we did ask it too, just to make sure that's what you want us to do. Can you let go? It immediately stopped and didn't go back off while we were packing. We left it on while we were packing up. So, I mean, yeah.
Oh my God, 37 acres and 22 buildings. I would need a new pair of hiking shoes, Ronnie. I would need a week. Yeah, a week for sure.
Oh. And is Crescent still closed? Like, I think they have some court battle going on right now, but we were kind of close when we were up there.
What is going on with all the legal battles with paranormal locations? Sean just saw for everybody that's in there. If anybody wants to invest with me, the Conjuring House is up for sale.
Let's all buy it.
Let's all buy it and run investigations
the right way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
April said she thinks Crescent is still closed. Ronnie said we rushed that investigation. You do feel rushed when you have a time on you, on a big building.
Yeah.
You feel like you are rushed sometimes. I think that's kind of a part of the whole, you got to come back and rebook a second time, Yeah.
Yeah, but St. Albans makes you want to rebook just because the amount of questions like you're left.
Yeah.
I feel like if you leave an investigation with questions, you've had a successful investigation.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if you leave with more questions than you do answers, you want to go back.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, St. Albans. I would go back. I want to know who pulled my hair twice. And what's up with the hair thing there?
Yes, April. The crazy lady put the Conjuring house up for sale. It is
Mhm.
$1.2 million.
I think that's what she bought it for. Also,
Yeah, she's selling it for what she bought it for then, because I don't know. Ronnie said we need 2 to 3 days for the Crescent. Yeah.
Is Daryl in here, by the way?
Daryl is in here.
Yeah, I need to talk to Daryl after the show at some point. We found a little bit more evidence reviewing. I finally got to reviewing evidence from now
Clover Hill.
Clover Hill. And
Yes, Kim. Yes.
run something by, I want to run something by you later. I'll holler at you probably tomorrow because it's gonna be late.
We used to do 2 days at St. Albans, but they don't allow that anymore. Yeah.
Well, there's always room for change. We might be able to make something happen. Maybe we can collaborate, talk to the right people. Hint, hint, wink, wink to the power to be that might be in here.
James, work your magic. You know everyone in the community. Work your stuff.
More than one team can go in there, wink, wink. We can collaborate, right?
Mhm.
We're all friends here. We're
Oh,
all
St.
friends
Albans
here.
is huge. We could separate. Uh-huh.
James, was that the other night, last weekend?
We're all friends here. We can make something happen. That place is big enough for all of us.
Limestone said we want to go. Hey, anybody that is coming to Virginia, please holler at Hill City Paranormal because we are all about collaboration. James, I want to hear about that. What? Tell me in the comments. What section were you in? Because that's crazy.
Don't tell us in the comments. We'll book them on a podcast.
Yes, have James.
Yeah, we'll book him on a podcast. And that way we can actually hear him tell us.
There's an idea, Kim. Kim will book one night, we book the next night, and then we all get together and share the 2 nights.
That's
There you go.
now that's an idea right there.
That's where I'm going to input Ronnie's wink. Right there. See, this is why we have smart friends.
Yeah, we can all work together. Imagine the evidence we would all get just tackling that place.
Mhm.
April said, I need a sugar daddy who doesn't want any sugar but takes me to paranormal location and pays. Yes.
Mhm.
Like a paradaddy.
A paradaddy. You know what? That's going to be a new T-shirt. The paradaddy.
Yeah, you need to
I
wear
like
it.
it.
I'm not wearing it. I'm nobody's paradaddy now.
Yes. Ronnie had a good point. This is the reason for networking. James said he was touched pretty much all over the place, but mainly in the King's Hall. Yes, we will need to book you on a podcast to hear about this.
Well, this is a beautiful conversation. This is a prime example of para.
Cross the line anytime. Yes, Virginia, Hill City Paranormal.
So let's not talk
Yeah.
about it and let's actually make this happen.
Yes. Uh-huh.
To actually see it happen. I would love to see it happen.
For sure.
Plus, I'd love to meet some of these people. You know, that'd be cool.
Need to get a sugar daddy for me and sugar mama for the hubs. Hey, you know what? There you go. Sugar
I
mama
was about
for
to
the
say, I was about
hubs.
to say, can we throw a sugar mama in there? Us men need, we need some love too in these investigations.
Yes. Paramommies. Limestone, haha, at the paradaddy. Sierra, did you get that email from Yvette?
I've gotten it, but I can't. It something about I have to have
It's the-
access, and they've sent it to me a couple of times.
I was gonna say, did you send me that one? I don't remember seeing that one. Because I was gonna say I might be able to pull it up and download it myself.
Here we
I
go.
will request though, if we do go back to St. Albans with one of you guys, I need one of y'all on our team to guide me through that place because I cannot navigate it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We did tend to stay mainly towards the green light because that's what stuck out. Like if you get lost, just look for the green rope light, right? And then you know that it's going to eventually lead you back to the conference room. So the locations that we picked at St. Albans were centralized around the green light. But,
Okay.
yes.
I got the video and I'm doing it now. Okay. So
Okay.
this is Brandon getting emotional in one of the tunnels because he felt like someone was hugging him.
Do I need some time?
Very worth the find.
All right, here we go. They don't make a map for that, Sean.
What are you feeling, Brandon?
What the fuck are you doing this to me, David?
It's okay.
Great day.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah,
hard to
he's-
watch. I
Yeah,
hate to do this to everybody, but for those that missed it, I'll play it one more time. You can see his face changing, like from the jump.
I noticed the breathing.
What are you feeling, Brandon?
What the fuck are you doing this to me, David?
It's okay.
Yeah, that place has an effect on anyone that goes there. I mean, he just felt like someone come up and grabbed him and was like, "Help me."
Yeah, he's okay. So they said he heard "help me" right before that. You know, and depending on the context of the "help me," that can definitely, be cause for that reaction for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
is it a "help me" or is it like a pleading?
Help me can mean many things.
You know, James wants to know, is Brandon an empath?
That's a good question. I mean, I would almost say so from that experience. That was the only time I've ever investigated with him so far, but I believe he's going to join James with us at Tifton Theater. I would make the argument that he is, just because he felt that in that moment. He connected with whoever that was.
Yeah, that was emotional to watch.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you know, I can only imagine putting myself in Brandon's shoes right then and there. I mean, uncontrolled emotion is scary in itself.
And you have James just camera in the face. Tell us how you're feeling. What a good friend.
He's never mentioned it before, not that we're aware of. So, I mean, he might not have known it. Like, you don't know until you know. A lot of people, there's a lot of empaths out there who don't know they are.
I'm one and had no idea.
Until you faced with a situation or the spirit with the right amount of energy touches you or contacts you, you don't know.
Hey, bye, Jay. Bye, Joy.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping in here.
And so James also sent me another video of Pennhurst. So
you can't be laughing at your buddy now.
I know, right?
We can't laugh at each other. Who can laugh at us, right?
Right.
Okay,
James did send me another video from Pennhurst. Dave with Warrior Paranormal got scratched, and we had Yvette, like, very end of the night. She actually got asked for by name on their spirit box to, Yvette, come down to the basement where they ended up reconnecting, doing a Delco Estes. And Yvette is definitely some kind of a sensitive. I call her a witch. I mean, she predicted that I was going to she's a witch. She predicted to the day when I was going to get a job offer. I don't know what she is. I call her my witch. That's called by, yeah. And she would fit. It's going to kill me. But she gets
my pocket. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Gets asked by name. So they have her set up with the Delco. She's got the spirit box in reverse on FM. I believe it was James's spirit box with that, EMF lights around her. She's got a flux in front of her. We had a music box, behind us, but we're facing her. I mean, cat balls everywhere. But I mean, she would say behind you, and then the music box behind us would go off. She would say to the right or my right, and then the cat balls to the right of her would go off. Every time she answered, the lights around her would go off. And we ended up getting
okay.
Yeah, so we ended up getting he got me messed up. We ended up getting scratched come through, and we're like, who got scratched? And it goes, David, the one that got scratched. So very, very intelligent. And she thought it was funny, but so did we. Let's see.
But yes, is it James with Cross the Line? Is that who I'm talking to?
Yeah, that's James.
Okay, James, you know what? We laugh at each other on investigations all the time.
Yes.
You know, I'm the clumsy one, so I get laughed at quite a bit. All right, let's take a look at this video of all this equipment. You listed off everything. They pulled out all the stops for this one. Let's
Everything.
take a look.
Mhm.
Went in guns blazing.
That's right. I love it.
Scratched again. Date?
Nice.
Yeah.
Or Dave?
Nice.
Why did you scratch David? I heard a lady laughing. Why did you?
Whoa.
And the
Why did you
lights.
scratch
Nice.
David? Funny?
Yeah.
You thought it was funny? You thought it was funny?
I thought it was funny too. Man.
You know, these spirits, I think they do think things are funny.
Mhm.
Getting scratched, though, is not something I find funny.
I want to talk about that. You want to play it again, or you
I can play it one more time if anybody missed it. I do want to comment though. I love the get up here. So Fredericksburg Paranormal did me dirty. I did an Estes method, and they put googly eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was looking real. funny. So Rhonda Harris, if you're in here,
Mhm.
I'm getting you back. I owe you one. Let's play it one more time.
Scratched again. Date?
Nice.
David? Or Dave?
Nice.
Why did you scratch David? I heard a lady laughing. Why did you?
Whoa.
Why did you
Nice.
scratch David? Funny?
You thought it was funny? You thought it was funny?
I thought it was funny too. Man.
Thought it was funny.
Yeah.
These ghosts are something else.
So
Thought it was
I want
funny.
to talk about scratches. Like, you know, I've seen people get scratched before during the investigation. We had a team member get scratched, scared
Yeah.
the hell out of her, and where she got scratched and what it looked like would have scared the hell out of me. And I don't get scared very easily, but it was on her neck, and you know, I tried every way to debunk it. Maybe she had an itch and was scratching. But with her job, and I looked at her nails, and she's a nail. I watch her consistently bite her nails, and her nails.
She
are
has like
shorter than,
nubs.
her
Like
nails are shorter than mine. I keep my nails not really long, but sort of long because I play guitar. So when I'm picking, I don't use a pick. I use my fingers a lot, and so you know, I looked at her nails. Even if she had nails, it would be difficult to get a cat-like scratch. Just
Mhm.
it would be hard to do it. These were like cat-like scratches on her neck. It was 3. And so I was trying every way to debunk it and figure out in my mind how she could have done that. And they were new. Like you could tell like a new scratch and an old one. And she was wearing a scarf all night long. I don't recall her ever going to the bathroom before this happened.
no.
And I'm just wondering, how do they do that? Like what's the science behind that? 'Cause I do believe that most of the stuff that happened is science.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering, like, what in the world gives them the energy to be able to reach out, touch you, and leave enough to leave a mark on you? Now I've heard of people getting shoved and touched, and I've been touched, I've been shoved, but how do they have that much energy to scratch? Like, what in the world is doing that?
Mhm.
Like, what's your opinion on that? And comment too, if you have comments or input, I'd like to know.
Yeah, I mean, I've been touched, I've been grabbed. I actually had the back of my shirt get pulled by my neck at the jail at Lynchburg in Tennessee, and that I was in an Estes in my own kind of jail cell, and that scared me enough that I ripped everything off. Went back under, but it scared me pretty good. I don't know if they listen. I'm ghost bait, so I have that natural kind of. I know they love to feed on it. They love to mess with me, even though Yvette misses or wishes that they would mess with her. It's got to be some kind of energy that they can pull from, whether they're pulling it from your batteries, from yourself. But I mean, to leave a mark and can sometimes draw blood. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And that's pretty heavy. That makes you wonder what else they can do. I mean, if they can scratch you to the point where it's leaving marks,
Mhm.
That's pretty heavy. And like I
Yeah.
said, I was one of those people who was skeptical of that kind of stuff until I saw it, and I was like, there's no way she could have done that unless she took something and did that.
Mhm.
But like just the variables didn't add up. She was wearing a scarf because she stays cold all the time,
Well, it was cold outside.
and she didn't have any nails. I
And
was
prior to that, you caught an orb that came down, went to the side, and went right behind her head.
Mm. Wow.
And then you see her say, I need a break.
Mhm.
And goes upstairs, and she's a smoker. So she went outside to smoke a cigarette, and she came back in, and she was tugging at her scarf. And she said, she came up to me and she said, Courtney, I think a bug bit me. Can you look? And I said, yeah. We had to unravel her scarf, and I pulled it down, and there were 3 thin scratches that had drawn blood on the back of her neck. I know that the whole orbs does here. Yeah, I knew he was coming in with it. But it was a light anomaly that went behind her head. And then she says on the camera, like 30 seconds later, I need a break.
mind you, the look of fear, like I'm pretty good with reading people. We're not going to talk about my background and all that stuff, the training, but I'm pretty good with reading people, especially their expressions, their face, and stuff like that. And she's kind of a more timid investigator. But she was actually terrified. And she actually won't go back to that location when we book it. She said it up front. I'm not going back there. I hate that place.
And we booked since, and she did not go.
And she won't go back. Just the look of fear, and you could tell she was scared. So I just don't. I'm just wondering where they get that from and how.
Yeah. That's, and I think in Dave's case, since they did think it was funny, so he was trying to use the porta-john outside on the property.
Yeah,
and
he about that comment because
yeah.
you're watching
So
him.
And I didn't know this at the time either, but they actually had these touch flashlights in the porta-johns. And, I also took a flashlight out there, and it was very hard trying to, do that and do your business. And so he had his flashlight under, I want to say it was his right arm. And he did his thing, and then he come out and he's like, oh my God. And he has these scratches. And if I can get them to load, James just sent them to me. But it's not a video file. I don't know how else to do it besides share my screen.
Let's see. Ronnie said, while you're doing that, I had Lily at Trans Allegheny poke me in the back as I was leaving her room. It startled me. I've never been scratched. Yvette said they don't mess with her. Kim, we love Trans Allegheny. We've always had activity every time we've gone.
Now, I do believe that spirits can mess with some people and not others.
Me and Porta Johns are not. I would rather pop a squat.
Yeah, I find a good tree. A really good tree.
First of all, when I was a kid, and while we're trying to load the picture of the scratches, when I was a kid, I went to summer camp. And you know how when you're at summer camp, everybody sits around the campfire and tells ghost stories, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the stories that they told me was about the Porta-John monster. And it was this guy that had like a disfigured face, and he would be in the Porta-John, and he would pull people through the bottom of the Porta-John and murder them.
Is it disfigured or is it covered in
I don't know, but I am not going to give away my age, but well into my adulthood, I look down into the Porta-John to make sure that there is not a Porta-John monster in the Porta-John that's going to fold me in half and pull me into all the shit water.
You'll be 50 this year, right?
I will not be 50. I wish. That would look phenomenal.
Porta-John monster.
It was a guy. He was a serial killer, and he hid in Porta-Johns and killed women, and that was like the story. That was the story, and it's like,
so now I want to take a mannequin and paint his face, put a mask on, and stick him in Porta-Johns.
Put
it on a construction site, so it's like let's drop a deuce. It's gonna literally scare the shit.
It is. Maybe, I don't know. Is it on the screen?
Let me see. Is this it?
Yes, that's it. Those are the scratches.
I see bruising and some more stuff.
Yeah, that picture kind of looks like there. Oh, I see it like right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and he had his flashlight under his arm while he was doing his business, and then he felt that burning, and He actually went up to James's wife and he's like, "Hey, just I've got to lift my shirt. You have to see this." And there's some scratches.
Wait, James said I don't have a pic of David's scratches.
That's what you sent me.
What are we looking at? Ronnie, there is such thing as a Porta John monster. Been on job sites with 100 Mexicans after lunch.
Oh,
Mercy.
I'm sorry. That was Lola's scratches at the Tifton Theater. I thought that's what he sent me of James. James.
Okay, that makes sense why Sean
I thought bruised.
is like looking at like a bruising almost. But I see if you look, I mean, I guess maybe it's a shadow.
It's kind of small on our screen.
Either way, why
Yeah.
the heck is there? Can I zoom? No.
Yeah, right there.
Full screen layout, maybe? No.
Oh, now you got rid of everybody.
Everybody's here still. There's no zoom on that.
Hmm.
The little magnifying glass.
No, that's her screen she's sharing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just start clicking around, end up off the podcast.
I'm old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got my glasses on. I'm still like, but I do see kind of like
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
resembling some bruising.
Mm-hmm. No, I thought that was David. Sorry. I'm multitasking.
Let's see. Daryl's been touched and pushed at St. Albans, but never scratched. I've been touched. I've had my hair pulled at several locations.
Actually, I did get scratched at where were we in Bedford? At
Avenue?
Avenel. Remember the cat?
Oh wow.
I thought that was not. Oh, you're right. You're right.
I don't know if it was a cat, but something scratched my ankle.
Yeah. There was something that was moving my stepdaughter's shoelaces, like they were moving on their own. And there's reports of a ghost cat there, which would make sense in conjunction with the cat ball that actually rolled, and things like that. And then he had a scratch on his ankle.
I don't know if it was a cat or not. Everywhere has a ghost cat for some reason. I pray people stop talking about ghost cats because then it puts in everybody's head.
Ronnie, I haven't seen it either. Don't feel bad. I have not seen the ghost cat, and I didn't
haven't
see the
seen
woman
it
in white either.
I did get my ankle scratched. It left it didn't like leave a mark or like a blood or anything. It made me ashy.
Now, Belle Grove at Port Conway, they said that there was like a ghost cat of some sort that would get on the bed. You would actually feel like the weight of the cat on the bed. And I struggled to fall asleep for a few minutes on that one because I was like staring at the end of the bed, like waiting to see an imprint of a cat. And that didn't happen.
Where's the cat?
If there was a ghost in that room that night, I would have known it. But I was out.
Yeah.
Once I go to sleep, that's it.
Yeah. Now, Rainworth Lodge, they did warn me about the man that watches in the corner. And I had my back to that side of the room when I went in to go to sleep at around 5 a.m. And I could hear like faint pacing. And that kind of freaked me out because I was like, all right, this dude's like sitting in the room watching me sleep. So I didn't go to sleep right away. Ronnie said Alan and Noah have seen the damn cat. I'm going to tell you what, like I said, my stepdaughter said, and then we had another team member that said she saw the woman in white in the yard. I didn't see either one of them.
I feel like there's a woman in white everywhere.
I haven't seen any women in white.
Haven't seen one. I don't think I've seen a ghost cat.
No.
Ever.
No.
Yeah, I've never seen any ghost cats anywhere, even though I hear about them all the time.
That's my goal for 2025 is to really
There you
work on
go.
how to see a ghost cat.
We need to bring some like cat toys, I guess.
Well, we have cat balls.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go take a cat ball to our other place, and put it in the floor, and see what the cat actually does with it.
Yeah, I've never seen a cat actually play with a cat ball. That is
I'm
true.
gonna see if Dewambus will play with it.
My cat's name is not
The
Dewambus.
cat's name is Dewambus.
Guys, I can't do nothing with this guy.
The cat's name is Dewambus.
We adopted a cat recently from the Humane Society because our other cat passed away. We are struggling to find a name, and this is the name that Sean has named the cat, Dewambus.
Where did that come from?
I like the name Dewambus.
The Wombus. It
It looks like
has
a
a ring to it. It looks like a Nuwampus. What does that even mean?
Well, here I am, we've got an all black cat. It's 6 months old, and I'm going down the list of paranormal names for this cat. Want to avoid Salem because that's too basic,
Mhm.
right? Of course, I go down all the list of the demonic names because it's an all black cat. So I'm like, I could name this thing Satan, Demon, like Damien. I'm going down all these. Then I said, let's name it Bones.
Oh, I like that.
And he says Dewambus. It's Dewambus. And now it
What does that even mean?
I don't know. What the hell is a Wombus?
I'm thinking wombat, but Dewambus.
I'm not from the hood. I'm the country boy. From the mountains of Bedford County. So
That's really his real name, you guys. It's not Sean. It's Dewambus.
I felt like I would give it a ghetto name just so I could just
because it's black, it gets a ghetto name.
Exactly.
I'm done.
Oh my god, I love it. Dewambus. It has a ring to it. Uh-huh.
And you know what? And it's stuck, Sierra. It really has. And I actually catch myself. See, you should have named it Puckwudgie.
Oh, that would be cute.
That could be a good middle and last name. Dewambus Puckwudgie.
That's too much of a mouthful, though.
It could be Dewambus Puck. Maybe. Do you spell that Dumbass?
Yeah.
This cat's spastic, so maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know where Dewambus came from. Everybody's been asking Sean, but now I can't help but to say, hey, have you checked on Dewambus today? And that's not even a damn cat's name.
Mm-hmm.
But, it is what it is.
But cats in relation...
stick.
But cats, in relation to paranormal, they say that cats absorb energy from spirits and pick up energy.
Oh, yeah.
They say... A lot of people talk about dogs doing it and dogs staring off and stuff. Sometimes I think dogs just spaz out and look around. But, they're really like, if you read on cats, they say they absorb the energy from spirits. That's why a lot of them will get fat out of nowhere. What are your thoughts on that? Just curious.
I mean, I don't think I've definitely know that cats, well, just like dogs, they can see different things. I know my parents' cats, there was a time where my parents' house had some activity that was going on and the cats would react to it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy because the cat also heard it. So I don't have to go to the 7th floor yet. I don't know about them getting fat.
Well, that's my excuse, y'all. I'm a burst of negative energy. That's why I'm fat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Spirits make us fluffy. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right.
It's their fault.
Spirits make us fluffy. I like
That's right.
that has a ring to it.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell my doctor that. Sean, you
Daryl Ronnie is obsessed with them damn wedgies.
I've been obsessed with them ever since that podcast. So
yes. Yes, James. Egyptians do believe that cats are guardians of the underworld, and they were actually very sacred. It's so crazy how different cultures categorize animals. But in Egypt, yes, cats were literally worshipped like, gods, goddesses, whatever. I feel like I missed my calling as a cat in Egypt.
Right? Uh-huh. I could be worshipped. And I can just lay around and sleep and eat.
Like I need somebody with a big grape leaf.
Mm-hmm. Feed me.
Moving on.
Anyway, Sierra, you guys, what do you have upcoming?
So we have, oh God, we have so much upcoming. We're hooking up with James Cross the Line, hoping we get to see Brandon again. We're going to be hitting up Tifton Theater in Georgia. We've got, what is the name of it? It is a fairly new courthouse that's opened up in Tennessee to investigations. And supposedly no one can stay on the 3rd floor because of all the activity that's happening. And we're like, you know what? We accept the challenge. We're doing that in October with Limestone with Ashley and Michael. It's in Tennessee. It's a fairly new one. I think it's just opened up in, if not the last couple of months, the last year to allow investigations. And they also have a haunted Airbnb on site too. It's going to bother me that I can't think of the name of it.
I feel like I saw a TikTok about the haunted Airbnb, but I would definitely stay on the 3rd floor.
Oh yeah. I'm like, challenge accepted. Haunted Smith County Courthouse. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Fairly new. Hitting that up with Limestone. Let's see, that's into October. November, we're going down to Florida. We're going to get with Black Smoke. I was gonna call them Blackstone. Black Smoke Paranormal with Mela and
I love
Steven. We're gonna hit
Blackstone.
up May Stringer down in Florida. That's November. December is one that I'm really looking forward to. We're gonna we've actually just booked a haunted hotel like halfway. So we've got this
Ooh.
haunted hotel in West Virginia, and then we're gonna drive to Madison Seminary in Ohio. We have that on a Friday night. And then Saturday night we have Fairfield County Infirmary in Ohio. So technically we have 3 haunted locations back to back to back. That
you
will
guys-
be a real paranormal hangover.
No, James, I wasn't invited either. Terrible. Terrible.
Well, with that one, we've already got Tina from Journey into the Haunted.
What hotel in West Virginia is James' question?
I'm going to look it up because I can barely spell it.
You guys are in North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are just going all over the place. I love it.
Yeah. We usually hit one location a month. And we would usually do 8 or 10 a year. But I think this year we've went over 12, and we're actually going to Cabin 360 in a couple weeks. So we had 2 this month.
You gotta let me know when you're going to the cabin.
Yeah, we're going into the month. We're going
Come to
Memorial Day
Virginia.
weekend.
You have to let me know.
Yeah, come
Let
on.
me see. Memorial Day weekend is when? I have absolutely nothing planned that weekend. August 30th and 31st.
Yeah, we're going the 31st.
I gotta take you guys to what the hell's that chicken place?
Oh,
Chicken Fiesta.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Sounds good. The hotel, I'm gonna try to say it, but I'm also gonna put it in the chat. The Blenner Hassett Hotel.
Yeah, please put it in the chat.
Supposed to be very, very haunted. Now, granted, we didn't get the executive suite that's supposed to be really, really haunted, but it was over $300, and I'm not paying that for one night. So our plan is to, check in and then do what YouTubers do and just kind of wander around and see what happens.
Hey, some of your best activity is in the least known locations.
Yeah.
James said you pronounced it correctly.
Did I? I didn't think I would. I was scared. I wanted to look at it. Blenner Hassett.
Blenner Hassett Hotel.
And it is, I think it's in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
I'll have to look into
Yes.
that.
Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Well, when we get off here, Sierra, send me your number. We need to chat because I'm gonna probably take a road trip up to just at least. I would love to meet you guys face to face. I talked to you guys, on the
us too.
computer, and if you're gonna be 2 hours away, like road trip, you down?
Yeah.
always down for a good old road trip.
He said that. Plus, we can see our buddies Ryan, Dennis, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell is
Who's
Eddie?
Eddie? I don't know anybody named Eddie.
I meant to say Howie and Ed Odell at the same time and named him Eddie.
Eddie.
You got a new name just now.
Those are the best names, the one that comes out of all that. Uh-huh.
Howie, Ed Odell,
Eddie.
Columbus, like whatever. Yvette said, join us at the cabin. We are not trying to impose on your investigation. I would love to meet you guys face to face. We may stay for a few, and I mean, we'll see where it goes. But we got to at least go out to eat at Chicken Fiesta.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're the best chicken sandwich I've ever eaten.
Yes,
Oh,
they
wow.
like have rotisserie chicken. It's like a Mexican spot, but they have like their chicken is slow roasted, and it's oh my god, it's so good. Ronnie said, "Tell Dennis I said I flip him off." That's funny. Well, yeah. So send me your cell number. Send me an email with your cell number, and I'll text you with my number, and we'll get up at the end of the month because I have absolutely nothing planned that weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome, awesome. And depending on what day you guys are coming down, or whatever, if you guys make a pit stop in Lynchburg, we can do another investigation.
Oh yeah. And then we have a video coming out, part 1 of, I can only share 3 videos at once. I don't know. Let's see. We've got our part 1 of the Lynchburg that's going to be coming out. It's actually, why? It does not like this one clip. I don't know. It's weird.
So now y'all have to do an investigation in Lynchburg, Virginia.
And depending on what day they come down.
Yeah. But we've got this video.
Sierra, let her to the cabin.
It won't let me share it. But we've got part one of our investigation at Lynchburg, where we had the jail and the funeral home coming out. Part one is the jail that we did, and both of those locations we spent the whole night with James. Crossed the line, and his daughter Lola got some amazing stuff. It won't let me share what's coming up soon, but that is coming out on Saturday, I believe at 8:00. We're doing a premiere on YouTube.
Okay. Awesome. You heard it there, folks. Go subscribe to their YouTube channel, Haunting Angels TM, and check out their premiere of part one of the jail, right? On
Yes.
Saturday? Okay, the jail is
Yep.
Saturday. If you don't subscribe now. You don't want to miss that. And, you know, if anybody wants to follow your Facebook page, that's also Haunting Angels TM.
It is.
Awesome group of ladies. We're missing half,
Thank
but that's in the chat. Definitely missed. We love y'all. And we're going to have to touch base again because I just love hearing about other teams' adventures.
I do.
Yeah.
But you guys are like super busy. So, but we will be in touch. And for those that don't know, we air live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. Next Tuesday, you're stuck with our awesome faces. We're having an open discussion. So for any teams that want to just jump in, we'll be more than happy to send you a link. We can just have an open discussion. It can go far left. It could stay on topic. We're not sure where it goes. But we talk all things tech talk, paranormal, hauntings, things, UFOs. So if anybody has any insight and wants to hop on that, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Yep, cryptids. There you go. James, thank you. Daryl, thank you. I hope everybody has a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm
Thank you,
Courtney.
guys. I'm Sean.
We're Hill City Paranormal.